Lights out, we're racing in Moto3 here in Buriram. Great start from that first ever pole position for the Australian Joel Kelso. He's going to get the drop in the field as they run down to the first corner. Vice lost in the second, just behind the Aussie. Piqueras there in third place. Good start by Furasato. He's held that fourth spot. Luca Lanetta goes really well on the 58 bike. He'll come right back onto the field, maybe outside the top 10.
Alonso gets away fairly well. He's got into fifth. You saw how keen the riders were to all go over to the left-hand side on the way down to turn one to get that dry tarmac under them as Via attacks for the lead. Kelso, though, snaps straight back as they lead out of turn number 3. No change amongst our top 5.
Kelso then having started from pole position. It's been the dream first lap, hasn't it, for the number 66. He will lead that short run to the finish line. Via in second. Furasato's picked up one place on that first lap, up into P3. You can just see there Eddie O'Shea dawdling at the back on those rain tyres. That gamble at the moment has spectacularly backfired for the Brit. Adrian Fernandez has had an excellent first lap. He started in 11th, already inside the top 6.
Yeah, O'Shea's on the hope from here is that it rains again. Because the race has been declared wet, in theory, they would not stop it if we did have some rain, but that might well be thrown out of the window, given that the entire field, apart from O'Shea, are on the dry tyres. So Via once again getting the run on Kelso down into turn 3. We have seen in the past Kelso sometimes a little bit of a sitting duck in the long straights, and we do have quite a few of them on the first half of this Buriram circuit.
Alonso tries to find a way through on Furasato into turn 5. There is no way through. Furasato's lost that third place, quickly back to Piqueras. There is Fernandez in 6, who's dragging Ortola along with him as well. David Munoz had a strong first lap, too. Credit to the Spanish rider. Battered and bruised after a crash yesterday morning. He started 17th on the 64 bike. He's already up into 8th. Here is Piqueras, and now it's Alonso. That's beautiful. Into the blind entry, turn 4, on the inside of Kelso. And now Furasato attacking Kelso. This has been a real poor lap 3 so far for the Australian. Kelso led over the line, but he's been pushed back to 5th already. And now under big pressure from Ortola and Fernandez behind him. As Alonso comes from a long way back, on the brakes into turn 12. So clean, so clinical, isn't he, the Colombian on the 80 machine, through on Piqueras, up into second place. Luca Lanetta, who was on the circuit twice on a pretty frenetic first lap, is now the fastest rider here in Thailand. 1:42.364 for the Italian, just over 2 seconds back he is at the moment of the lead group in 9th place. Kelso coming through, isn't it, whether they liked it or not, through on Furasato and through on Piqueras. Here comes Alonso then, side by side. He's got the run on Via into turn 4, and for the very first time, how many times have we said this, rain flags then are being waved, and we remind you that all the riders, bar Eddie O'Shea, who started this Grand Prix on rain tyres, well, they're on slicks. So we said that there has been the threat of rain around this time in Thailand. How big a factor could that play? Jack just saying it's very, very light rain, so nothing at the moment to disturb the riders as Kelso goes for the lunge into turn 9 on Via. Via trying to fight straight back through. They all tighten a bunch up now, this lead group. It's Alonso, Kelso, Via, Furasato, Ortola, Fernandez and Piqueras, who's had a poor lap 4. Piqueras started this lap 4 in 3rd place. He's now been pushed back to 7th.
Yeah, looking out outside our commentary box window, the only corners where those rain flags were waving were down at turns 5 and 6. It is really bunching up into that final corner. Those rain flags have now been withdrawn again.
Furasato got Via, and then there was a real battle raging between the two Leopard Hondas. Piqueras, Fernandez and Ortola was caught right in the thick of it as well. Quickest rider on circuit now is Alonso's CF Moto teammate Joel Esteban. The rookie impressed him with a 1:42.189. Here comes the slipstream then down this 0.6 of a mile back straight. Is Kelso going to be close enough to drag race Alonso into the braking zone for turn 3? No, he's not quite able to pounce on the world champion. Although he cuts the tighter line. He's brilliant. He cuts and favours that inside line there, doesn't he, Kelso, through turn 3. Alonso was a little bit wider. The door was open, and Kelso snatches the lead back.
Yeah, there are a variety of lines that do work through turn 3, but if you do take that wider sweeping line, it just leaves you exposed. And the second part of it, Kelso loses 2 places back again on the run down to turn 4 as Alonso and Furasato go through, and Furasato fancies the lead of the race.
Yeah, he picks up Alonso, and right behind there, Kelso had to check up. He had to sit up because he was worried about careering into the back of Alonso. Alonso's CF Moto is an absolute missile out of turn 3, isn't it? He's just able to ease by on that run into the turn 4. So Furasato then now leads. That's Ortola. Is it Yamanaka going to the car park? A little bit further back. Yamanaka was in 11th place. He just set his personal best at the Grand Prix. There's Yamanaka's teammate Ortola sending it on the inside of Piqueras. There was Alonso in 2nd place. He's dragging Fernandez and Vaya with him as well. In the braking zone for turn 3 we go. Piqueras almost charging at the back of Ortola. But he caught Ortola napping there, didn't he, on the inside? That was a brilliant move by Piqueras.
Via at the inside of a pair of Leopard Hondas, and Fernandez goes to the front of this train to the back of it.
Yeah, Fernandez being dive bomb left, right, and centre. He goes wide as well on the outside of turn 3. Via then now back up into 2nd place. And of course, while there's this big duel for 2nd spot, the clear road ahead of him, this is playing into the hands of Furasato, isn't it? Who now is over 3/4 of a second clear of the chasing pack. He'll be unaware of all the chaos that's unfolding behind him, but Furasato just able to run his own lines, hit his own braking markers, and sit pretty at the front of this Grand Prix.
David Alonso setting fastest laps. We're not expecting tyre choice to be a particularly key factor in this shortened Moto3 battle, but for the record, David Alonso is on the medium front and rear combination. He's gone for a more conservative tyre option. Everybody else in this leading group that I can see is all on the soft rear tyre. Via is on the medium front tyre, so Alonso potentially might have a little bit of a grip advantage if the others have put too much stress through their tyres in the early part of this race. And you can see already Alonso has zoomed right back onto the rear tyre once again. And Furasato shows the front wheel into turn number 7, doesn't get through, but Ortola does go through on Piqueras for 3rd.
Alonso then leads. Piqueras also leans on Ortola through that final corner. 4 laps to go here in Thailand, and it's the fastest of the Grand Prix for Piqueras, a 1:41.457. But we are on course for David Alonso to tear up the history books once more here. Is this going to be a record-breaking 12th win in the grasp of the Colombian? Textbook move this into the braking zone for turn 12. Just make sure you carry the corner speed, the momentum through turn 11, and then just ease on the inside. Alonso has not been able to shake off this group. So often we've seen him hit the front late on and then stretch away. Oh, that's the 2 Leopard underriders. Friendly fire, blue on blue. Piqueras versus Fernandez. Who was the wrong party in that particular skirmish? Adri Fernandez and Angel Piqueras chewing dirt together. There'll be frustration inside Leopard Honda. Back at the front, a 1 lap and 1 corner remaining. David Alonso it is that's on course for a record-breaking 12th win of the season. Alonso leads you from Ortola and Furasato, your top 3.
Well, this is David Alonso's domain, isn't it? Final lap, head-to-head for a Moto3 victory. Generally, David Alonso wins these kind of battles. Can they buck the trend here this afternoon? Ortola picking up some slipstream now. Furasato has a big hole punched in the air by 2 Peer Mobility Group machines. Can he get through the gap? He can't, as Alonso takes the inside line and Ortola into the lead.
Alonso was so defensive there. You could see how wide he was. He was on a wet part of the circuit. It cost him some drive, and now Ortola then has hit the front. We've seen Alonso so good picking up the throttle out of turn 3. As Alonso, he's been so good, so good through that turn 4. He's back at the front. Ortola, Furasato, Lanetta Vaya. What have you got?
Furasato getting a little bit boxed in there, and he's struggling now to get through on Ortola. He might be a little bit too far back from here. David Alonso might well once again have timed this one to perfection. You can see the gap starting to creep out between the 80 and the 48.
And here comes Lanetta. He fancies another podium finish here as well. It is all boiling up here in Buriram to another last corner thriller on the last lap here. Through the final sector we go. They'll flick it left now through turn 10. Alonso it is that will lead. How good is he going to be on the brakes? They come through turn 11 now. There's just 1 corner remaining here. in another thrilling battle of Buriram in Moto3. Alonso surely has it covered, coming from a long, long way back for the final place on the Tony Zaletta. Ortola goes wide, but it is, the dream doesn't, and for David Alonso, he does take the 12th victory. Tony Furasato has crashed approaching the finish line. Late drama here as Taya Furasato crashes out of contention. Zaletta takes second, but David Alonso is yet again your history maker, your record breaker in Moto3.